going on? It is April 18th, 9:43 p.m. It's 2025. It's Friday. And I really mean it when I say I'm going to make this one short. So here we go. But today, actually at work, I coded a whole ass Tic Tac Toe game. And it works. And it works great. And it looks sexy as fuck. And it glows. And it has a pulsating animation. And it's cool. And when you win, it says if you're X, if you win, if you're X, it says X fucking dominated. And if you win, if you're O, it says O kick some ass, whatever. And if you tie, you get cat, and then it says I don't even know what it says. But I made it. And how I did it was I just followed tutorials. I pretty much just told ChatGPT to teach me how to make tic-tac-toe. And then I followed the instructions that it gave me one by one. I fought with it quite a bit because it would tell me everything. And I'm like, no, just line by line and then tell me what each line does. So a lot of people listening don't give three shits about this, but I'm going to share it anyway. So if we go this, so I have this file, tic-tac-toe version 1. Tic-tac-toe. Is it this one? That is so sick. It just loads right up. Why is it not working? Oh, we got a problem. It's broken. Hold on, let's see something. Oh, there we go. Okay, so let me go to the code though. God damn it. Hold on. Open with Visual Code. So what I did was I have all the script and all that shit. Open up the wrong one. Yes. Wrong thing. So I have, god damn, I have all the code, and there's a way to write, I don't even know what you call them, where you write code but it doesn't do anything. It's just a note for yourself. So whoever's in there, they can see what you were trying to do or what the goal is, what things do, what things. And what I did was I had ChatGPT give me all the code. I copied it and I tried to understand as I went along. And then what I did is after it was completed, I pasted all the code back and I said, please define literally every single tag, element, attribute, ID, class, whatever. Define everything and then put that below so I can see it. So now in the code here, I've got 130 lines. I probably only had 20 before. Probably a little bit more, maybe 30. So all those extra lines, the extra 100 lines are just reminders of what things do what. So for example, we have const all squares equals array dot form in parentheses squares semicolon. And so const, it literally says const creates a variable that can't be reassigned. And then we have all squares is the new name for our real array version of squares, which is the squares of the tic-tac-toe board. And then we have array from squares, and this means it converts the node list of all square elements into a standard array, which is just a list. And then it says, so we can use array methods like every and sum. And if you go all the way down, it says return combo dot every parenthesis index equals greater than brace. So it says, for the current winning combo, check if all three square positions are owned by the current player. Then, with every means, only returns true if every time in the combo passes the condition. Okay, let's try that again. Only returns true if every item in the combo passes the condition inside. So that means it has to equal the winning combo. If it doesn't, then you don't win. And then we have index, which means index is each number in the current combo, like 0, 1, or 2. And so what I want to do is try to make this again without any kind of ChatGPT and just follow what I already have, but do it. I'm going to try to figure out a way to do it in a way where I can only see the helper cells, whatever, the helper shit. I don't know what you want to call that. And then make it from scratch. Also, this is something that I could teach someone how to do, which goes back to the whole video idea that I had. So this would, this kind of goes against the idea that it would take, a minute or two, because I think I'd want to take some time with this and explain stuff. But also that wasn't the intent to begin with. The intent was to record one thing So I would talk about function. What is function? And how do I use it? And then what is console log? How do I use it? What is return? How do I use it? What is for each? What is add event listener? What is get element by ID? And then do that, because I've got a lot here. Not to mention this is style with CSS quite a bit. But I think CSS is very straightforward. And if I pull it up, open with, let's just make this the default thing. I'm getting annoyed here. Let's make this VS Code. Where is it? Where is it? VS. It just doesn't exist. Here we go. Visual Studio Code. So it's very straightforward, I think, because pretty much what it says is it'll say, so if I call something tic-tac-toe board, and then I go into this file, I just type in .tic-tac-toe board, and then I can say background color, font size, border color, border radius, transition, box shadow, all these things. And it's so straightforward. And I like that. It's just, I would say it's common sense, but it is very straightforward. So if you want to change the margin, then you type margin, colon, and then this one is 0 pixels, which I don't even know I have that there. But when you change the color, you just click the little box and you can pick the color yourself. It's just cool. It's cool stuff. And this one has 204 lines of code. So all these, that says, so I have 204, but a lot of it is the helper lines. But anyway, yeah, I did that today, and I thought, holy shit, that was, so let me say this. It was, I just pretty much copied and pasted, but I was trying my hardest to learn. I had it explain to me what everything was. But I thought, okay, if I have AI, and this is my little buddy, my little helper, this is a lot simpler than I thought it would be. Now, without it, I would be lost. I don't know shit, but with it, I can do a lot for sure. And that actually led me to, so first of all, I think I talked about it yesterday. Maybe I did or didn't, don't know. But the spreadsheet that I'm making for the PT Dom group, they want it to be as simple as shit. They gave me that checklist of things to make. And I just honestly just didn't want to do it because I don't want to be in spreadsheets. I want to be in coding now because I now know that I'm able to do it and I want to spend all my time doing it. And I was looking into it. And so in Google Sheets, you can run macros, and macros are just automations. There's also scripts. So it's code. So if you click on the apps script, it actually runs JavaScript and HTML, which is exactly what I'm learning. And the cool thing about that is, I just said it already. Oh well, but I'm trying to learn JavaScript. Google Apps Script uses a form of JavaScript. It's JavaScript, but it's pretty much just got Google lingo. Let me see if I can find an example. So rather than document in JavaScript, I think Google says spreadsheet app. And I think that's the difference. And there's just different things that it calls. It calls cells and ranges and rows and columns. And so what I actually did was I had AI help me come up with some shit. And what's really cool about this is even though AI generated a lot of this, based on my experience doing tic-tac-toe today, I was able to go inside the code and know what a few things were, and I could change them based on my knowledge. So for example, I click a button and it pops up with this form. It says PT DOM, client name, client URL, status, notes. So what this is they would, I got to change that to lead name, but so this is for somebody running the business. They would be trying to message people, trying to get people in their DMs or trying to get sales. They type in Bob, John, and they would grab their Instagram URL, paste it here, and then they would go to status. Is this a warm lead? Is it a hot lead? Is it a cold lead? And then whatever, and then any notes. And then they would click submit. And when you click submit, it puts all that data into the appropriate cells, and it's all right there, and you can just monitor it there. And I think that's just so fucking cool. And because I'm able to do this now, because I realized I can do that, I'm actually hyped to continue working on this because I'm generating code for something and also learning how JavaScript works. Not to mention, it still uses HTML. That's another language. And then there's CSS, which is technically another language, but that's just... What does CSS stand for? Something styling? What does CSS stand for? Cascading style sheets. And then HTML is hypertext markup language. I actually, for the longest time, thought it meant Hotmail. I straight up did. I was like, oh, we're going to learn how to code Hotmail. But that's not what it is. HTML, dude, Hotmail. But, yeah, so, for example, I just said that I wanted to change the thing on the... So I click the button. Button pulls up. It says client name. It needs to say lead name. So I actually know where to find that. So I'm going to go into this. And I'm going to go into... I think it needs to say HTML client name right there. Lead name. I think I might want to make it a question. So it's very elementary. So let's do that real quick. Fuck it. What is the lead's name? Question mark. Next one is client URL. What is their profile URL? Optional. What is their status? Question mark. Save. Go back to the sheet. Click the button. Updated. Look at that. What is the lead's name? What is their profile URL? What is their status? Notes. And just like that. So now I just type in the info and then it goes. And the cool thing is, I'm just going to type in some horse shit. So click submit. Pops up, says lead submitted. And then in the background, it populates all the cells that need to be, puts everything where it needs to go. And then from there, it's just, you just look and see the data. And that's just fucking sick, dude. That's very cool. Also puts the date and time, the timestamps it automatically. And overall, it's just very cool. So that got me thinking, what if I was able to make everything just kind of a form? So there you have however many sheets, we'll say 10. You click the first one, or the first sheet is just all the buttons. So click this to input new lead. Click this to input whatever. And then that's the sheet 1. And then sheet 2 through 10 or whatever is just where they actually see all the nitty gritty info. Sheet 1 would just be how they input everything and it just goes exactly where it needs to go. You know, how sick would that be? So I texted in the group that I'm in. There's Brian, Janelle, and Michelle. And I said, well, first of all, I asked if they would want a web app instead of just a spreadsheet. And they said, no, it needs to be very simple. It kind of turned me off a little bit. And then I learned this. I'm like, oh, okay, it's fine. But yeah, I said I would have it done by next weekend. And truthfully speaking, I don't think I will, because this is going to be a project. I want to make it badass, you know? Because the thing is, if I make this, it's mine. I can then turn around and use that however I want with other people, if I so choose. And yeah. So just want to make sure that it's nice and I take my time. I don't think I'm in any rush. I mean, on that sheet, there was 2023 dates. So I think it's old. I don't think anybody's touched it. But anyway. So yeah, I pretty much just spent the day at work just coding. It was really cool. And then I actually tried to make a login screen. And then the day ended, so I wasn't able to continue on that. But it's all good. So that's it. That's pretty much all I wanted to report on. Very, very hyped about it. It's very exciting for me. So I'm going to keep on trying to learn more, and we'll see what happens in a week, you know? So anyway, that's it. Love you guys. Bye-bye.
That's it for today. If you got some sort of value or you were entertained, please consider leaving a rating on the platform that you're listening on. It helps a ton. If you are looking for a more polished version of this show, you can check out the Allegiant Excellence podcast, where I go deep into mindset, discipline, fitness, and personal development as a man. And don't forget to check out the links below and read the description. There are sometimes things written there that didn't quite make it on the episode. So thank you so much for your ongoing support and a guy that has massive ambition but nothing to show for it quite yet. And as always, thank you for taking time out of your day to listen and support. I'll see you tomorrow.